Your homework assignment today is going to be solving systems by substitution, part 1, the homework part, which is on page 19. And we went over this yesterday, but I'm going to show you how to do a few of the problems today. So we're going to start off with problem number 1. Remember when we did this yesterday, we always have two equations. And in this case, we do have two equations. And the first equation is already written in the form y equals for us, which is great because then we can skip that step. Since we know that y is x plus 2, we can replace the y that you see in the second equation with x plus 2. So now we have 5x minus 4 times x plus 2. Since we want that whole thing kept together, we put it inside parentheses, and that equals -3. The next step is just, we only have an x left, so now we just have to simplify the left side of the equation. And remember, anytime we're simplifying, the very first thing that we look for is distributive property. And if we do need to do a distributive property, then we do that first. In this case, we do have the distributive property because this -4 is stuck against the parentheses, which means we need to multiply -4 times everything inside of there, which is exactly what the distributive property is. So now we have 5x, -4 gets multiplied times x, which is -4x, and -4 gets multiplied by +2, which is -8, and that still is equal, and that is -3. Once the distributive property is done, we still have a little bit more simplifying to do on this problem, and in this case, we still have to combine like terms. So we have 5x and -4x, and 5x and -4x is 1x. Minus 8 equals -3. Last step is going to be just to add 8. And if you do it to one side, you do it to the other. 1x just means x. And then -3 plus 8 is +5. So that's the first part of our equation, is that we have solved the equation to find x. Now we just need to find y. So with x being equal to 5, we can now replace any place we see an x, we can replace it with 5. Remember, the goal now is to be able to find y. So that first equation says y equals. So we're going to use that one to find y. We can replace this x with the number 5. So our equation currently says y equals x plus 2. We're going to replace that x with a 5, so it's going to be y equals 5 plus 2. And 5 plus 2 is 7. So we found that x is 5 and y is 7. So that means that 5, 7 is the ordered pair, which is the solution to this system of equations. So the last thing you have to do, once you've solved a system, after you have written it as an ordered pair, you need to go down below and find the ordered pair and make sure it's exactly what you have. So positives, negatives, make sure you're paying attention to all that. And in problem number 1, we got 5, 7, which is, let me move that out a little bit. You can see it's right there. 5, 7 is E. So it was problem number 1. So number 1 is going to be E. And you just put the letter E in there. And of course, when I'm doing these, I always like to mark them off that I found that one. So if I find it twice, I don't accidentally write it down twice. You should only use them once. And that's it.